Is this busier than the beginning of the pandemic?
Most certainly. COVID has completely fractured our lives, our personal and our professional lives. Our ICUs are jam-packed. The healthcare system, I think, in general, is bedlam.
15 million people have been diagnosed with Omicron. If you assume that we're only diagnosing 1 in 5 cases, probably upwards of 25% of Americans have been infected, and that many may be infected on the back end. We may get 40 to 50% of Americans infected with this by mid-February. So over 8 weeks, about 40 to 50% of the public will have been infected with Omicron. There's really no modern precedent for that. The flu each year infects maybe 10 to 15% of the population over a 16-week period. This will be over 8 weeks infecting almost half the U.S. population. We don't have any precedent for that. And so this is going to press healthcare systems.
In other words, America is again heading into uncharted waters. However, there appears to be bad news and good news in all of this. Hello, everybody. I'm David Shuster, and thanks for joining us. Nearly 2 years ago, at the beginning of the pandemic, when the United States shut down most businesses and schools, the goal was to try and spread out the pandemic and buy all of us some time. The theory was that if COVID-19 hit our country more slowly, it would give our healthcare system a chance to help each of us. Because instead of doctors and hospitals trying to treat everybody at once, we would space out the people getting sick and give everybody better care. It's like that saying some of us have about being busy. It's fine to drink water, but not from a fire hose. Well, our healthcare system is now drinking from the proverbial fire hose. That's how quickly Omicron is spreading. Our hospitals are literally being overrun. Now, this may sound surprising, given that Omicron is generally not as severe as the original COVID-19. But think of it this way. If 20% of all previous COVID infections required hospitalization and 1,000 people got sick at once, 200 people would be hospitalized. If only 5% of Omicron cases require hospitalization, but 10,000 people get sick at once, you're looking at 500 people hospitalized. It's like a fire hose, waterfall, or whatever analogy you want to use. Over the next few weeks, half of the United States is going to get exposed and infected. And the only thing we can do is try and lessen the severity of the illness and symptoms and drive down the number of people jamming into hospitals. That's where the vaccines and boosters come into play. They don't stop you from getting COVID, but your chances of having a mild or non-hospitalization case are 10 times greater if you've been vaccinated and boosted. In addition to the good news about vaccinations, which is indeed good news when you consider nobody was sure a few months ago if the vaccines would impact Omicron at all, well, here's something else. A very fast spread of Omicron, with half the country being infected by mid-February, might finally take us to the elusive herd immunity we've been seeking for 2 years. As a reminder, herd immunity can occur when a sufficient percentage of the population has become immune to an infection, whether through previous infection or vaccination. It disrupts the chains of infection, which can stop or slow the spread of the disease. Essentially, the greater the proportion of immune individuals in a community, the smaller the probability that non-immune individuals come into contact with an infection case. There is an argument that because of all the variants that might cause breakthrough cases in people previously infected or vaccinated, we may never achieve herd immunity. Nonetheless, there's always reason for hope and optimism, and this is certainly the time to show solidarity with medical workers who are now facing the biggest caseload they've ever seen.